The Undertaker made a surprise appearance, rescuing Roman Reigns from a beatdown at the hands of Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon. It was a 2-on-1 handicap match. Drew caught Reigns with a Claymore. Shane hit him with a spear, followed with another Claymore when Shane decided he wanted to go coast to coast. He was about to make the leap when the Undertaker's gong went off. The lights went out. I'd like to think that whenever the Undertaker does anything in life, if he walks into a bank or something like that, that the gong goes off at random and the lights go out and people are like, what the fuck is going on here? They should do a skit. They should do a skit. You know, ESPN used to do those little We Are Sports Center skits. They should do something like that with the Undertaker. So, yeah, gong goes off, lights go out, lights come back on. There he is. He's in the ring. He still looks pissed about what happened in Saudi Arabia in the Goldberg match. He caught Shane by the throat in midair. He didn't choke slam him as much as he sort of lifted him up and dumped him down on the mat, but that's okay. He mowed down McIntyre with a big boot, and he delivered body shots in the corner. He looked extra motivated in there, throwing all these body shots and right hands. So Drew McIntyre dumps him out of the ring, dumps Shane out of the ring, and then does his pose. It was a cool surprise because it's rare that they're able to pull off something like that these days where just people don't know and nothing is spoiled in advance. So I thought that aspect of it was fun. Supposedly, Undertaker at Extreme Rules is something that had been planned for some time. Even before his sweet Saudi match with Goldberg, I don't know that I buy that. I mean, this guy is too proud to not want to wash off the stink of that match that he had in Saudi Arabia. So regardless of what their plans may or may not have been, this guy was probably coming back no matter what, because he, as much as anybody, would like people to forget that and for that match to become a distant memory. I guarantee you, he wanted to come back more than anything and get a do-over, and that is what we are seeing here. Although Undertaker's wife, Michelle McCool, liked a tweet that somebody posted about pushing the panic button for Undertaker because their ratings are in the toilet. Now, hey, maybe her finger slipped, or maybe she thinks that there is some truth to that also. If you're going to use The Undertaker, a tag team match is probably for the better. It's probably the best way to use him. Roman can work the majority of the match, give Undertaker the hot tag, let him run wild for a bit. I'd love for him, if he's got the energy left in that body of his, to do what he did. There was like a house show tour, maybe international tour or something many years ago. This is going back like a decade. He was doing some tag team matches or six-man tags, and there was people in the crowd filming him on the apron trying to rally his partner to make the tag, and he's stomping repeatedly on the mat. He grabs a bottle of water. He pours the water on his head. He looks like the Ultimate Warrior out there. I'm like, who is this guy? What has this guy done with The Undertaker? It was so out of left field, but it was so cool. Maybe he could do something like that. I guarantee you that would get a huge reaction. If he did that at that pay-per-view, if Roman Reigns is getting his ass kicked and The Undertaker is trying to rally support and he starts stomping on the ground and he grabs a bottle of water and pours it on his head, I guarantee you the place will come unglued. They ought to do that spot at Extreme. It'll make the whole thing worth it. If we get to see that on TV, it'll make the whole thing worth it. But Roman can work the majority of the match, give Undertaker the hot tag, let him run wild for a bit, have them both destroy Shane McMahon, put that to bed once and for all. Undertaker supposedly handpicked Drew McIntyre as somebody that he wanted to work with. Undertaker is somebody that Drew credits with helping him a lot early in his career with advice and that sort of thing. If the idea is to build to a singles match at SummerSlam between the two of them, you know, other than wrestling Rollins for the championship, there's really no bigger match, I guess, than McIntyre could hope for. You know, where all eyes will be on him, so long as he wins. He is the future, not the past. If they do that match, he needs to win. They need to bank on their future and not their past. It's just that simple. Now, the logic of Undertaker helping Roman Reigns, the man who beat him at WrestleMania 33, not only did Roman Reigns beat him, he went on television the next night and for weeks, if not months after that, crowing about how this is my yard now. Remember that? This is my yard. So how do you explain this away? I saw some complaints about that. Honestly, it didn't bother me. I look at it like this. It's a matter of respect. Roman beat him straight up at WrestleMania fair and square. He earned the right to talk some smack. I really don't think you need to analyze that much more than that. That didn't bother me. I mean, you know, if Roman had urinated on the guy's wife or something back then, I mean, hey, some people might be into that, to each their own, then it would be weird for him to make the save in that situation. But that didn't bother me. We do need, though, some kind of explanation as to why he would go after Shane and Drew. Like, what motivated him to show up? You don't have to explain everything on night one, but they do need to tell us why he did what he did. He can respect Roman, but why now? Why make the save for him in that spot?